Good morning and welcome to Rapid Done right here on Rapid Television. This is the very final hour, the 9 o'clock hour, and that is where the man gets missing. The table belongs fully to the girls at 9 o'clock because we get to have conversation centered around the women. How special is that? Now, today, I have two very beautiful women sitting with me in the studio, and our conversation is centered around money. You blamed the woman for so long. She loves money. Okay. We're talking about money today. We're talking about trust, and we're talking about partners keeping their financial secrets away from each other. Does that make sense or does that not make sense? This is the bane of our conversation for today. As always, we will have a video that explains to you in total what the theme or what the story is like for us today. But before we do that, let me introduce you to my special guest in the studio. I have this is my left, right? Don't worry, it's a thing I always forget. This is my left, right? I have Regina. Hi, Regina.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Why are you guys on dark theme? I don't like how you guys coordinate colors without me. And then we have Nanwarandon Yilmazaka. She's always here. We've got her like that.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm excited to be here as always. So.
Is it too early to ask how your week has been?
No, I mean, it's the middle, so a lot must
has
have
been
happened
your
by
week.
Monday.
Did you go through a lot, Regina? Because I know
I'm currently recuperating
from a lot.
Yeah.
Really? Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I've actually been on medications, but I'm fine now.
Okay, thankfully. How's been your week then?
A lot. Oh. Like lately, I just realized that once I just hit the bed, I'm off.
That's
like,
old age. That's old age. It's coming.
I'm getting really worried because I'm like, this doesn't happen. I get to do a thing or two, but now as I'm just getting to my bed, my eyes are saying, "Oh yeah, let's go."
Stress.
But I mean, we're here.
Is this stress or is it weather? The weather is
the weather.
The weather contributes.
Someone told me it's the weather.
It's the weather because
right?
I think it's very conducive. You know, it's usually cool.
You
know what I mean? And you wasted the whole, not wasted, you walked literally the whole day when others were just enjoying the coziness of the weather and all of that. So when you get the chance to, you just want to soak it all in. So that's justifiable. Don't worry,
especially
it's not old
in
age.
the morning. Like,
we don't even have that. When I want to start understanding my sleep, that's when I wake up. That's when I wake up. Unfortunately. But yes, this is it, guys. And for today's conversation, there's a video. Let's just get right into the video and then we come up and give you our thoughts on that.
So I just cancelled my wedding just 2 weeks before the event because I checked my fiance's phone and discovered that she had a secret saving account with over $50,000 in it that she never told me about. We've been living together for 3 years, and during all that time, I've been covering 80% of the expenses, including rent, dinners, and even her vacations, under the premise that she barely made it to the end of the month with her salary. I even took out a personal loan to pay for half of the wedding that she wanted so badly, while she couldn't even contribute more because she was at zero. When I confronted her, she didn't even apologize. She yelled at me that I was a stalker for invading her privacy and that the money is her emergency fund in case things go wrong, something her mother advised her to always keep secret. My friends say I overreacted, that in the end it's her money and there was no physical infidelity, so I shouldn't throw 3 years away. I feel like I've lived with a scammer.
Scam, honestly.
I feel like I've lived with a scammer who left me carrying all the financial weight while she built a fortune behind my back. She says that if I loved her, her bank account wouldn't matter to me. I say the trust is broken forever. What would you do? Is it okay to have financial secrets like that in a relationship, or is it total betrayal?
Well, there you have it. Is it okay to have financial secret like that in a relationship, or do you think it's total betrayal? Let's hear you, Regina. Fresh thoughts.
Okay. So for me,
why are you laughing?
Okay, first, I'm kind of a person that I don't always want to like. Okay, for me, I like surprises. Right?
Wow.
Yes. So I don't like showing all of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's, I think, to a proportion of savings, or like because like the story, the lady had a fortune. Let me just say she had a fortune, and then she was extorting from this guy that was what I would use the word extorting. He was extorting from this guy. And then for me, it's okay to have savings. So I would say it's okay to have savings, personal savings. But in a situation where it feels like you show like you don't have anything at all, and then somewhere you have the word, let me use the word like that, and then someone else is trying to do all his life to make sure you're okay. For me, I don't think that is okay. But I'm not against having personal savings as, let's say, a lady or a guy in relationship. But a situation where you make it look as if you don't have anything at all. Like I said, I like surprises, so I don't like to show all of me, but at least to a fault. That's what I would say, to a fault.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then?
So I don't know if this is a trust issue. I really don't know. I mean, they've been married, and like she said, I feel like I don't know how she was able to sleep well at night, because you could see the story. There was a part where he went to collect loan. Well, she would have just maybe loaned him part of the money or something, but you sitting like, oh, you don't have anything, because that was what he felt. He felt, okay, she just had little, and of course, as a responsible man, he felt, okay, just hold on to your little, let me work hard. And she saw this man work himself out, like keep working to make sure, you know, he's footing the bills. And I think he was like taking care of almost like, let's say 80 to 90% of everything. And you had all of this kept somewhere. Again, I will still agree with her. I'm not against savings. You know, you could save your money and all, but there's a level to it, especially when you know that there are pressing needs in the house, and you knew that you had this large amount of money. You would have just maybe cut out a bit of it. But again, what I mean, the controversial part of it, what's wrong if you let him know that you have that money? You know that they've been a whole lot of conversation as to couples or partners letting each other know how much they earn. As it is, we still have couples who the wife doesn't know the exact amount, like she doesn't know her husband's salary, and vice versa. I don't know if that is also a trust issue in quote, but I feel like there should be a certain level of transparency, even down to your finances. You should be able to be open. You know, it also helps you plan your life properly. And most of the times when people are hiding things like this, it is because they are trying to avoid maybe a situation of, okay, if he knows I have this large amount of money, you know, he will not want to bring in a large part of it. He would want me to, you know, use. But again, you marry this person for a reason, yeah? I mean, you should also now be able to trust him to, you know, still.
They're not married yet.
Oh, they're not married.
They're not married.
3
yes.
years relationship.
That's one very important context I think that you're leaving out.
A couple of things I've said. I thought they were married for 3 years.
They were not married. They were in a relationship for 3 years. Yes, exactly my point.
Okay. Oh,
But do you guys think, let me just ask, do you think if it was $1,000 he found in this account or $2,000, do you think his reaction will be different?
It depends on her body language.
No, like, with everything he said now, right? $2,000 will mean a lot to him right now. So do you think if the money in that account was $2,000, do you think that his reaction will be the exact same that you're seeing right now?
What's the actual money first?
$50,000. It's just an honest question.
I think maybe.
Do you think his reaction will be the same?
No, I don't think it will be the same.
Why?
Because like 50,000, that's why I said that it's not bad to actually have a savings. But $50,000 is a lot of money.
So the problem now is not the fact that she
secret,
hid it. The problem is the amount of money in the account.
I think the problem is she gave him an impression that she didn't have.
She didn't give him an impression. He interpreted her expression because yes, that's what I would say. Look,
and she allowed it because she would have. I'm sure there were rooms for her to have explained that, okay, I could step in here, I could help out here.
Okay,
but
let me tell you something. We're talking about traditional Africans now. That's one thing you need to understand, and that's a context I need you to put into this conversation. Which means I will not give you my money to marry me. That's one thing I need you to understand. I will not give you my money to marry me. That's one. Secondly, I felt that would have been the start of your openness about your financial commitments to each other. From the look of things and from how this turned out, you guys have never had a prior conversation on your finances.
Yeah.
So finding this out now and now making it the basis of your breakup, you are not ready for that relationship. Because if you are just finding out that your partner had $50,000 saved somewhere and you have been footing the bills, I say it like every time, relationship is communication. Relationship is openness, right? And I'm speaking as a woman now, and from my personal perspective, I will not open my mouth and divulge an information that we have not gotten to the point to discuss. I will never come to you and say,
3 years.
I will not come to you and say, you should know. You would be able to tell. When you see a woman that is moving, you should be able to tell. So, number one, you were not even sensitive enough. Because that means... No, then why didn't you ask? A woman, do you know that a woman will ask what a man is earning before she makes that commitment to that man? Do you know that she has seen that the man will make that kind of commitment? Oh, he will go any length to provide for me. If she doesn't see that, do you know that she'll walk away from that relationship? Most women will walk away from a relationship that a man is not capable of providing for them. So they already have that box checked. You don't have it checked. That's why you have to ask. Yes. So you need to be open about your conversation. You don't have it checked.
No, it's the fault of the man.
No. What if
like
there was
if
no...
we're at all like to point who exactly?
Well, I will not exactly say
I
fault.
say...
I wouldn't exactly say fault. I'll just say it's an oversight. And I'll just say you were careless. Yes. Because why are you giving yourself? You are providing 80%. You are dating a person you don't know how much they earn. Because you have assumed that she doesn't earn money. That's why so that means you don't know how much she earns. You don't know if she works or she doesn't work. Do you get? And if this is an African kind of thing, you know that it's part of what I say, the curse of an African man. He feels that the only place he's worthy is when he provides. So he will provide anyway.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Can I say something?
Yes, by all means.
So first, it's not like I'm trying to side the guy, right? But for a relationship of 1 year, 2 years, 2 years, okay, let's say it's an oversight. They didn't get to have a conversation over their finance. It was not stated, right? It was not stated.
It was not stated.
Yeah, but it was stated that the girl was working, and he felt that what she was earning wasn't enough. So that was why he had to
are you feeling?
Do extra. Do you know that
you feel earning? Earning is exact.
It's just like he felt
it's either you have it or you don't.
Okay, I think men feel when they are dating a lady,
but
they feel like that
men usually handle
women's bills. Yeah, do you understand? Because they feel like that's his responsibility. They feel like whoever they are dating is their responsibility, right? Even if not entirely. And then from the lady's perspective or from her end, there is a way I will show myself towards someone that I'm dating. He doesn't need to assume that, okay, maybe I have so amount of money. Okay, what has she not done anything in the relationship?
That's my to do anything in the relationship.
Something from that
show
money,
at least
to cover, because why the guy is paying is the fact that over and over again
she has shown that and she has shown that she's not capable of it.
I don't.
Do you understand?
Babe, I don't. And he's now
because if
I don't know how to explain this. How I think it in my head.
From your hair to your clothing, your shoes, your upkeep, then you are proving to me that you don't have.
Okay, if he didn't see this money, right? Let's say this conversation never came up. Would he still do these things?
He would, of course, he would have continued doing what he was doing.
Would he?
Because he started for 2 years.
No. Do you think he would still do it, even if this money is not? Let's say this money is non-existent. Will he still do it?
No. Let me get your question. Let's say he didn't discover the money.
He didn't discover the money. He
knows
knows she's working. They're still unmarried. They're still unmarried. They're dating.
Okay.
Do you think he'll still do these things?
I feel like he would have. But I think maybe he would have had a conversation with the lady. That's if she's not doing so well, where she could improve. Right? So that, because along the time or in the long run, maybe they're looking forward or towards getting married. He's not going... There is a way it will now become overwhelming. Let's be considering the male gender. Like there's a way it becomes overwhelming, especially if he's footing her complete bills when they are single. Okay, imagine them getting married. And
To
then,
still continue,
like, and then stop.
I feel like you don't see the point where I'm coming from.
Okay.
If you are doing that already, it is a financial mistake.
Oh.
Let's say that this is not even the $50,000 did not even exist.
Yeah.
You are already making a financial mistake. You are already making a mistake in your marriage. How are you marrying a person you don't know what the person is worth?
That's why I said.
How are you marrying a person you don't know what they earn? You just feel like they are not earning enough.
Martha, you know that this is a common issue, right? Like
how?
This is common.
With all the information that's online.
Story, I don't know if we had that conversation before. There was a story of a woman who had a house, like I think like 6 flats or so. This one happened in Nigeria, like 6 flats or so. Like she was collecting rent. Each of the husband did not know. This one, they were married.
Context.
And I'm sure it wasn't for
married. Your money is our money.
And this
man
is
or
even
woman.
worse, yeah. This is worse.
Context.
Well, it's from here that you got
leads
into.
to yes.
So you are supposed to correct it rather than walk away.
I'm still going to point out the fact that, in all honesty, our gender, sometimes when we want to seal up something, we can do it so
to the extreme.
But I'm saying to you now that I will not tell a man what I'm worth if the conversation never comes up.
Yeah.
So, but if the conversation comes up,
we will talk about it. I will never sit
down.
down.
Want to blame the fact that they didn't have a proper conversation.
That's what I blame.
Yes.
I don't blame it. It is carelessness.
Carelessness.
And you cannot be angry over something that you have never sat down to discuss. It's just like, remember, we're all coming from very different backgrounds. That's one thing we need to understand when we're getting married. We don't know each other before. And we come from different upbringing. How they brought me up is different from how they brought you up, different from how they brought you up. Which means that we will definitely conflict in the way we handle things sometimes, including finances. There are homes where even if the woman had $1 billion worth of money in her account, it will never be a problem for that man. Do you realize that? If this man was financially stable, do you realize that this will never be a conversation? This will never be an issue for the man. And that's why I'm saying, because you are not that financially stable, you are not at liberty to just get into any relationship just like that. Because for a man who is financially stable, the odds will always be in his favor. He has the money. Even if she doesn't support, I have. Even though that is risky, because along the line, you don't know what happened. This is finances we're talking about. It can collapse anytime. We have seen it happen before. But you see, a man that is a man of means can easily overlook things like this because he has money. He can even assume that this money comes from what he had given her and she had saved up. Do you get? But because we know that we are all struggling, it is a conversation that we should have as partners. What do you earn right now? Oh, it's $50,000. When you have that conversation and you see that money and she lied to you, you have a legal backing to walk out of that relationship. But for now, I don't think he has.
Okay, so I also want to look at it from another angle. What if this money, in quotes, was something she has been saving up for years? You know, the way we have like the piggy bank or what they call it and all of that. What if it was an amount of money she had been saving up, maybe for a project, stuff, and then maybe that was part of the reason why, you know, it probably didn't come up. I don't know. My intention is it might still not be a valid point. But again, it's valid because I mean, she might also now feel like this money, I've been gathering it for years. So this money, it's a no-go area.
You can tell that to your partner.
That's
you don't even have to tell him the amount.
The problem is communication.
Yeah, I feel like we are putting the weight more on. Of course, the guy didn't do his homework. Because these are conversations, and in general, when it comes to relationship, finances is one of the conversations people barely talk about. They talk about every other thing in preparations for marriage, but they never really get to talk about that part. And that is because at the end of the day, and it boils down to the level of trust you have for the person.
Absolutely.
Why would you be scared to tell me how much you
have?
Why should I be scared to
for
tell
3
you how
years?
much
I feel like 3 years is a long time. No, maybe not too long.
Of course, now
to be in a relationship.
If a relationship of 1 year, there's a certain level of.
And then there's no how by mistake the conversation have popped out of your mouth. Like maybe when you're happy, you are sad, stuff like that.
But I've said
that
it.
you cannot.
But is it true? I've said it. I will not tell somebody I'm not yet married to what I'm worth. if you don't, I will not
my
do
point,
it.
my point
Yes,
is
so-
still,
We're still dating.
Even if,
We're still
even
dating.
if that didn't come up, some of the needs that came up, you would have
They
still
would have
on your
attended
own
to them.
decided, okay,
Yeah.
babe, don't worry, this one I would sort it without you even
So
telling
let's
him
say
that
the
I
guy
have
was
so
wrong
amount.
for assuming.
Mhm.
Let's say the guy was wrong for assuming.
Mhm.
But the girl also.
She wasn't fair.
She wasn't
That's
fair.
the truth.
She was. Me, I'll use the word she was
wasn't
extorting.
fair.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have to go on a break right now. When we get back from the break, we'll keep up with this conversation. Please stay with us. All right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. It's been a very hilarious 1 minute right here in the studio. The men came out with their daggers here, opposing what that conversation was like. And let's go back, watch the video again, and we'll come back and reinforce our thoughts on the matter. Let's go.
Said, I just cancelled my wedding just 2 weeks before the event because I checked my fiance's phone and discovered that she had a secret saving account with over $50,000 in it that she never told me about. We've been living together for 3 years, and during all that time, I've been covering 80% of the expenses, including rent, dinners, and even her vacations, under the premise that she barely made it to the end of the month with her salary. I even took out a personal loan to pay for half of the wedding that she wanted so badly, while she couldn't even contribute more because she was at zero. When I confronted her, she didn't even apologize. She yelled at me that I was a stalker for invading her privacy and that the money is her emergency fund in case things go wrong, something her mother advised her to always keep secret. My friends say I overreacted, that in the end it's her money and there was no physical infidelity, so I shouldn't throw 3 years away. I feel like I've lived a... I feel like I've lived with a scammer.
Scam na scam. Honestly.
I feel like I've lived with a scammer who left me carrying all the financial weight while she built a fortune behind my back. She says that if I loved her, her bank account wouldn't matter to me. I say the trust is broken forever. What would you do? Is it okay to have financial secrets like that in a relationship, or is it total betrayal?
Well, there you have it. The context still remains. Number one, people come from different backgrounds, and I will reiterate that. Everyone comes from different backgrounds. And you heard what she said. If something goes wrong. If something goes wrong. So you don't know the background where she's coming from. Already, we have established that there's no trust in the relationship between the both parties. Second point I would like to reiterate. Why are you planning a wedding to the taste of a person who does not have money to fund it? If I want, see, if I want mascot at my wedding, I cannot want a destination wedding and be earning 100,000. The two of you should be financially literate to make financially literate decisions. So if your partner, you have established that you thought she was struggling. So why are you planning wedding to the taste of a person that is struggling? Because you might think that you are able to afford it. That's why those are my thoughts, right?
I'm still going to come for that lady.
All right.
She is, I don't know. I keep asking, how was she able to sleep at night? How? Because now we've seen that they were planning a wedding. And he still felt that she was on ground zero, which means maybe down to her wedding gown, he was the one who sorted it out. The whole big hall, they wanted to use the decor and all of that. He sorted it. They said he went to collect loan for the wedding. Come on.
Is that a wise financial decision?
No, it's not, right? But you can't also blame the guy. Because you know when you're in love with someone and you just want to bring that person's dream wedding to reality.
So we're not going to fault the guy for wanting to
No,
make
he has
her
his own fault too.
Entirely.
But in all honesty, the lady is a scammer.
One thing I have always maintained is I'm not responsible for your action. I'm responsible for my action.
Okay.
What is my action? Taking a loan when I cannot afford it. Planning a wedding I cannot afford. That is my problem is, yes.
Focus on the guy.
Yes. See, my focus is not on the guy. I told you it's not a case of right or wrong. I told you it's a case of two people refusing to communicate effectively.
Because accepted that
and then to the next part, which of course they said he has called off the wedding. Best believe he will call off this wedding without a conversation still. Okay, he had a conversation where she said he was claiming right. Then you have a legal ground for a person who says, oh, if her justification was, listen, you never asked me. If you asked me,
Okay,
I probably would have told you. If that was the conversation, that is a very justified reason. I will say it's a justified reason. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, you didn't ask
It's
me.
not
I will say it's a
justified.
justified
I
reason.
wouldn't say it's a
I will say it's a
reason.
justified reason. I will say it's a justified reason. But yes, to my next part of the question, would you to the next part? I feel like I can see what's happening at the other side. But to the next part of the conversation right now, in relationships, in marriage, do you think we have moved past a time where we see that the burden of everything in a marriage depends on one person alone? And in fact, we had conversations here a few weeks ago where we talked about the fact that, men's mental health is important, and the society has, somehow brainwashed them into thinking that their value is only attached to responsibilities. Do you think that this is a kind of method that should change right now? I'm not talking about a 50-50. If 50-50 works in your home, that's fine. If you guys putting your savings together and expending your resources from a particular purpose for you guys works together, that's fine. But what other, should I say, changes do you think needs to be made in contemporary relationships as regards finances? Let's start with you, Regina.
Okay, first, I would not say that, especially in relationship, right? Honestly, I wouldn't say that it's the responsibility of the guy to fund like entirely everything that concerns a girl he's in a relationship with, right? I feel like it's a support, because first, you're not married to this person, and then definitely, like, some relationships don't get to end where they started or something like that with the perspective in mind. So I feel like it's a support. Like, it should be like we should strike the balance in our mind, because some of us ladies, we feel like when a guy is dating us, he has become our father.
Why do we strike it in our mind rather than
like, I don't know, that's the thing, because that's how it's always we always make it look like the man is now our father, but this is just reality. So we have to, I don't think we have to, like, first in our mind as ladies, we have to have it in our mind that this person is not coming to take away your family problems or your entire, you don't have to like hustle so hard and all of those. But for any girl that that your actually existence is not actually depending on a man, you should know that that's not even like a yardstick for you to start slacking in your purpose or in your career as a person. Because for me, I'll see it as a support.
Okay.
Yes, whatever a guy does in a relationship is a support. And not like it's 90% or at least a 50%. But you should be able to do, to a reasonable fault for yourself. Right?
Okay.
And then leading to marriage, there are some, I wouldn't say that the man should say, okay, maybe the woman is going to be paying the school fee of the children, then I'll be paying the house rent.
What is so wrong?
But I feel like there should be a conversation. And it varies. For some family, it might work. But some family, it might not. It depends on, this is a relationship and this is a marriage between two people. So one thing that's utmost or of high relevance or importance is the communication. People should be able to talk about, especially like in a relationship. Okay, like in my previous relationship, one of the reasons why I liked my friend is because he will ask you questions. I mean, he even asks about family, finance, and everything. You should be able to strike a balance, especially like in a relationship first. What do you think? How do you think, or what do you think I would do in the family that you think is my responsibility as a man, or that you think for me as a woman, I'm kind of supporting as a woman? So we should converse it. It's not bad if the woman is the one paying the school fee of the children. Okay, let me say, I have an aunt that she pays her children's school fee. The family is still together. I mean, solid. But there are other responsibility that the man like settles. So I think that was a place of conversation. So it's not wrong if the woman is one paying the house rent, but first let's say conversation, so someone doesn't come after me.
It's important. All right,
conversation.
Let's have you then.
Okay, so normally I feel like all of these boils down to cultural like say expectation, or our culture and the society has just had a way of placing it, placing in a way that the man is responsible for the woman. But that was originally supposed to be in the context of marriage. But I don't know how it spilled into relationship when we now have the man. It spilled into relationship, and now we have the man. In fact, some people go as far as taking care of his girlfriend's family needs. So her father is not well, her mom business is not doing well. He's the one still extending. He can do that if he wants to, but it shouldn't be an obligation. I mean, you guys are not married, right? Now, coming back to the whole finance conversation and sharing wherever, gone are the days when the men were the ones doing the work. The woman would be at home, take care of the children, probably also go to the farm and all of that. But now we are in a time and era where women are also in the workforce. And, we've always had this conversation as to equality and all of that. Women are now in the workforce. And in fact, this is 2026. If we want to be honest with ourselves, it would be very unfair with the economic reality of our country as it is to sit as a woman and decide to not want to do anything when you know that what your man is doing isn't, so much and all of that. And especially when you actually have a certificate sitting somewhere in the house. Although I've also seen men who would intentionally tell their wives, see, I would sort out everything, just stay at home, take care. But if everything boils down to...
This is a financial mistake.
No. Let's not conclude. Now, we've agreed that this is a conversation every couple should have. It works for some families. It works for some couples. The man would say, babe, just stay at home, take care of the children, take care of the home. I would cover everything 100. And she's okay with it. And it works for them. She enjoys sitting at home and spending his money. Meanwhile, for another couple, it might not really work that way. It might work maybe a 60-40, a 70-30 kind of sharing formula. But the most important thing is sit and have that conversation, like my parents, what they did was they sat and they decided who was going to sort, because both of them were working. So they decided, okay, you will sort out the rent, this, okay, you sort out feeding and so, and it works for them. Like, we've not even gone down to issues of joint accounts and separate account, because trust me, that has also been a very big issue, especially in marriage. Okay. When we have, okay, should we have a joint account or not? And then the joint account becomes an issue. But like we've all stated, it boils down to having that conversation, no assumptions, because we've seen that people who make assumptions
always make mistakes.
Always make mistakes.
Yes. Okay. Of knowledge.
So my point of view, I believe that we have gotten to a place where believe me, if our parents understood this, they would have had better marriages and better sustainability of wealth. I'll just start with what you said. Or she should sit at home doing absolutely nothing. She knows nothing about the business. Absolutely nothing about the business. And we are the same people who understand that we have cultural limitations. Where when in an issue where death... In fact, as I speak to you, I have a relative who just passed 2 days ago, right? And the family of the man is on ground to collect whatever he has. He has children. He has a wife, he has a family. And it's the exact same case of, don't do anything, I got you. I got it covered. Death can happen. Life can happen. Investment is as fickle as life is sometimes. One bad investment and everything is gone. So, finance is as important as knowing whether you love a person or not. Because we think that the conversations we should have in relationship is just about, where is your family? Oh, I don't want to marry Igbo. I like Yoruba. No, this is what we have limited conversation. Yes, this is what we have limited conversations about marriage to be. And believe me, these people were going to make the exact same mistake. And this marriage would have crashed if they got into it. Because number one, they didn't have the most important conversation. See, in a marriage that works, right? I might not be in one myself, but I have lived in one that is functional. There's nothing as, oh, you will pay the school fees and I will pay the house rent. We put the money together, right? From the money we put together, there's a percentage that goes to you for your savings because you worked for it. There's a percentage that goes back to the family account because we have bills to sort out. And it is from that account that we unanimously sort out the bills for the home. You can love somebody with your entire body, but you can have a conversation about what your sexual preference is, but you don't have conversations about what your financial preference is. Let me tell you, if we want to have the conversation of this girl and this guy from a very emotional place, we will circle back to what our parents did, which is being upset that a person saved for their future while you refuse to. Now, morally, right? I would, of course, of course, we have been together. So personally, no, hold on. Personally, right? I know what my finances are for. And I will not wait for a man to give me everything. For some of us, our love language is actually providing and giving, right? But where it becomes important is where you have conversations about it. If I'm in the same situation with this guy, will I get upset? Yes. I've been eating with you. It's just like the new trend on TikTok that you've been seeing, two friends sitting together and their account numbers being published. I don't know if you have seen this trend on TikTok. It's just like 3 or 4 seated here. Our account numbers are showing on the screen, but each of us don't know what we are worth. So they ask you, call out what you are worth. The girl had $9 in her account and her friend had over $9,000 in her account, right? These are 2 friends. They didn't know what their financial status was. They wanted to make a change. That was how this entire trend started. And then she was calling to 1,000 and she realized her friend doesn't have $1,000. But the friend who didn't have $1,000 looked richer than the friend who had $9,000 and even more stored in her account. Now, I might be upset saying, okay, I'm that friend who is always taking the initiative to do things. I'm not entitled to your money, but I will be upset. Upset because I felt like you should have helped me. But for logic, because marriage is not based on just your feelings. That is why I will not say the girl is absolutely wrong. I will blame both of them. It's not a case of one is right, one is wrong for me. And I maintain that. It is a case of an oversight. It is a case of ignoring the things that should have been brought first in that relationship. That's what my perspective is. Will I be upset I saw $50,000 for someone that I'm feeding day and night? Of course I will be upset. But I didn't place the cat or the horse before the cat, which would have been the most important conversation. You also avoided the conversation. Because if my partner doesn't ask me about finances, I will ask my partner. If I make that kind of money, right, it means that I have the ability to save for this family, for us to invest, which might be what my partner doesn't have. So if my partner does not ask me, I will ask my partner. For me, the long and short of it is you guys didn't trust each other, number 1. You refused to be financially intelligent, number 2. Number 3, you failed to communicate the most important things in your relationship. And that's just going to wrap it up for me. What's your...
I was going to talk about trust because I think that's it. Now, the reason why she saved that money was for a purpose.
Imagine.
So it's not for maybe for her life or something, or she wants to invest in something. But in case of, so first, we already say that she was not really sure what she was getting into. Although, marriage, I don't know, I can't say, but sometimes you might get into it and then it doesn't turn out well stuff. But already from her end, she already had like an idea in her head.
From the beginning.
Do you get? So there was an issue of trust.
Yeah.
There was an issue of trust. Before she could save such an amount so that in case anything happens, she doesn't get out. Do you understand? How many...
So for 3 years, you did not... Anyways, let's go to you.
Wait, you think she trusted him?
What are you saying?
At this point, as far as I'm concerned, at this point, she didn't trust him.
She didn't trust him.
Didn't love. She certainly didn't love him, and she scammed him. I'm still going to go with that.
He was doing everything. You were living in the same house with him.
The guy messed up, of course, but she was unfair. She was very unbelievable. I'm sorry, but especially for the fact that they had a whole wedding planned out, and in accordance to your taste.
To her own taste, not the man.
Of course, he skipped the part of
if you say you want to give me $5,000 when I have $100,000,
will you not collect?
Will I not collect it? That's my point.
Wait, Martha. If you were in her position, in her of course, okay, the guy did not ask you, you know, how much do you have, how much are you earning, and all of this, and then you guys are planning a wedding and blah blah. Would you do what she did?
But you already know the answer to that.
Let me also ask you a question.
Would you do what she did?
I think based on what you're saying, let me ask you a question. Imagine that this guy was borrowing for the wedding, right? And you're sitting down there, like all for your own taste. Will you sit there? And that's no love. I don't think that's no.
You are just hearing me. You are not listening to me. Why are you borrowing for somebody who has a taste they cannot fund?
You are hitting more on
blame. We get it.
Yeah.
But
and we're not saying he's right.
I feel like we're sparing her a lot.
I think
and she is like the bigger offender here. Will I put it that way? Because
and I feel like you are actually sparing
you're his partner for crying out loud. Okay, let's assume his brain froze for those couple of times
he
went to get
carried away by love.
Exactly. What did you do
Lapo
as his
catching.
partner?
Okay, you allow Lapo to catch your partner.
There's something I actually learned from what you said, right? When I talked about the money part, where I was saying someone can pay school fee, but there's something I learned where you talked about the account where we can have like a corporate like account, bring all the funds into it. Then we have a percentage that goes to your savings. I think this is something we should. I think
I would still go back. No, it works for individuals.
That's why I said conversation, but actually this for me, like I said,
okay,
personal.
Okay, you trust the person with your body, but you don't trust.
If there is a percentage that goes to you as interest to the man and then to the woman, then we now know that the remaining amount of money here is for the funding of the family. That's fair for me. I feel like that's actually a method that could actually work. But still, but that's communication.
It's choice.
For you, your
family,
family,
sharing the bills. You take care of the rent. I take care of the school fees.
Do you know why that is risky? Do you know why that is risky? What if the person cannot look at the inflation rate we have here in Nigeria?
What if the person can no longer pay the
rent? What if the person can no longer pay the rent?
Then you come back to the conversation table.
I think it's all about conversation.
It's all about conversation.
You guys sleep on the same bed. So you have every single opportunity to say,
conversation.
Okay,
because at the end of the day,
it's not permanent now. We can always
conversations at the end of the day.
Yeah,
but well, it is what it is, guys. And I think this is where we have to wrap it up on the show. Betty had a great time. I had a great time too, and counting on the fact that my guests also had a great time. Yeah. So thank you so much, Regina, for joining us on the conversation today. Thank you, Nen Warandon, for being here with us. And thank you to you over there who is listening and watching and makes every single Wednesday worthwhile. Just to remind you, we're active across social media platforms on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, and on TikTok. It is at RapidTV. On YouTube, it is at official RapidTV. Please send the links to your friends. I'd love to know what they think about this conversation. Let them put their thoughts in the comments below. And maybe they can be a part of the conversation next week. But also, www.rbnradiotv.com allows you to connect with us from anywhere in the world. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Mata Alu, and I will see you tomorrow.
This is Rapid Broadcasting Network,